guts to show up for this, a lot of trust in each other, and we did it. Forever, there's only going to be one first, and that's all of you.
This has been life-changing, not only for the group of 57 that we have here, but for future generations of softball players. We have truly redefined what it means to play softball and to be a professional. This is the future of our sport, and I couldn't ask for it to be in better hands.
I'm going to challenge you guys, though, all of you younger ones. It's your responsibility to keep playing. The reason you can play is because Megan Wiggins and I have kept playing. The reason Jordan Roberts had an opportunity to play this year is because Gwen Svekis has continued to play. Continue to play so the people below you have the opportunity to do this and have their life change the way we all did. Because I think we all are leaving here in the next couple days nowhere close to the same person we were when we came in.
We're doing it again. Athletes Unlimited Softball presented by Bat Club USA. Doubleheaders as always here with Athletes Unlimited. Our first game this afternoon, the lid lifter. It'll be Team Hayward taking on Team Warren. We're getting right out of the chute with our hair on fire. This is what it's all about, folks. The best softball players in the world playing a new style of fast-pitch softball. In total, we've got 5 weeks, we've got 30 games, and eventually we will have the very best player crowned. All right, I'll have to look forward to with my partner, two-time Olympian Danielle Laurie. I am Eric Collins. This is going to be so much fun. We did this last year. We had a blast. This is year 2 of Athletes Unlimited Softball here in Rosemont, and it's going to get even better, Danielle.
Oh, I love it. And the fact that you have 20-plus Olympians, and now you have fans in the stands. Little girls get to be out there and watching their favorite players. I'm really excited about it.
All right, if you folks have forgotten anything about what we're doing here with Athletes Unlimited Softball, let's give you an overview of what this league is all about. Remember, there are no general managers, there are no head coaches. What you have is 60 of the best players in the world divided into 4 teams each and every week. There's a draft every Tuesday to determine the teams for that particular weekend. Individual points are awarded for virtually every single thing that you do on the softball field, but even more points are rewarded to teams who win innings and teams who win the entire game.
Yeah, and a player just that stands out to me so much is one of the captains, Jessica Warren. She has been so much fun to watch over the course of her career, but looking at last season, second place to Kat Osterman. She was a fierce competitor, an amazing captain. A lot of fun.
Yeah, Jessie Warren, one of the 4 captains. Kat Osterman returning for her final moment in the sun. She will be the captain of one of our night games tonight. Jessie Warren, Victoria Hayward, Erica Piancastelli are the 4 captains for this weekend's games. Now, the point system is unusual, Danielle. Obviously, the most points you can get is winning an MVP. But besides that, if you're on the winning team, all 15 players on that winning team get 50 points.
Well, and at times you make it to where it seems like getting a single means so much by that 10 points or a double, but ultimately if you're able to win those games, you're getting those 50 points, but you also have the single, double, triple, as well as that stolen base. Caught stealing is going to be -10, and those are your pitching points. 4 points for every single out, and that earned run can get you -10 every single earned run for those pitchers in the circle.
And folks, we promise we will remind you ad nauseum about this point system and what makes this league so unique throughout the course of this afternoon and evening. All right, both teams ready to go, and let's talk about who's in the circle right now. Second year with Athletes Unlimited, Danielle O'Toole will get the ball for Team Warren.
And O'Toole coming from the left side, fresh off of the Olympic Games, a seasoned vet, 5-10 last year with 42 strikeouts, 60 innings pitched, and had the lowest ERA next to Kat Osterman.
It's been a busy summer already for Danielle O'Toole, 27-year-old left-hander. She played for the Mexican national team, came in 4th in the Olympics over in Tokyo back in the tail end of July. So congratulations to her and a whole number of players here with Athletes Unlimited who represented Team Mexico to go along with the 9 members of Team USA who are in this year's field. And how many members of Team Canada, Danielle?
Well, there's 3, but we have a facilitator, and then you got one up in the booth. So technically you have 5 Canadian Olympians that are a part of this Athletes Unlimited.
And there's one right there, Victoria Hayward. She took home a bronze medal for the Canadian national team, and must have just been so fantastic for everyone involved, including you, Danielle, to take home bronze for the first time, to medal in softball in an Olympics for Canada.
And a pandemic Olympics to boot. It definitely was a special moment. You think about those players that kind of get off the plane and have 2 weeks to digest that Olympics and then hop right back into this competition here with Athletes Unlimited.
Off-speed pitch, called strike. 2 balls and a strike to Victoria Hayward. Working against Danielle O'Toole. Lefty-lefty matchup right out of the box. Hayward had a great season last year. Flirted with a .400 batting average. Hit .396 with a couple of homers. Was unstoppable on the base paths. Tied for the league lead. 7 for 7 in stolen base attempts. That's 70 points right there. And just a fierce leader. Very popular player who was all about winning last year. That made a huge difference in her point total. She finished 3rd overall on the leaderboard when it was all said and done.
When in that leadoff spot, like, she is such a spark plug. She sets the tone for her team. Having a great at-bat right out of the gate off O'Toole.
2-2 pitch. Wristed foul. Third base side. We'll do it again. So Victoria Hayward is this week's captain for Team Hayward, and that means that she determines not only who's on the roster when they had the draft on Tuesday, but also how the lineup is formatted and who plays where defensively. And she calls her own number, puts herself in the leadoff spot, and she puts herself out in center field, which is saying something because there's a lot of really good outfielders, but she's going to be right in the middle of the diamond playing center field with Morgan Howe and Morgan Zirkle next to her. All right, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So we're getting our money's worth with Victoria Hayward. What an at-bat. All right, so that's a walk and 8 points, individual points for Victoria Hayward, and she's aboard to begin our ball game. Let's take a look at Team Hayward's 1 through 9. You got Hayward leading things off. Hannah Flippen, her second go-around here with Athletes Unlimited. Ali Aguilar, the Olympian. DJ Sanders, Nadia Taylor, the veteran. Gwen Svekis behind the plate. Morgan Howe, Morgan Zirkle, and Sis Bates. There goes Hayward on the very first pitch, and she is safe. Oh, good throw by the catcher Palacios, but Hayward with a creative slide, able to get in safely.
And Hayward, just so much speed. Sneaks a quick look at Palacios. And I love it. Great throw by Palacios, but Hayward just got in there.
I would say, as someone who watched all 30 games played last year, that Victoria Hayward understands the scoring system as well, if not better, than anyone else here with Athletes Unlimited.
Well, Vic Hayward was the first one to sign with Athletes Unlimited, and that is why she wears the jersey number 1. So she knows that every single point matters. A stolen base, she was 7 for 7 last season. You tag on another one, 8 for 8.
Flippen flips it foul, right side. 0-2 to Hannah Flippen. Flippen was phenomenal last year. One of the best two-way players in the league. Hit .340 with 6 homers, 18 runs batted in, was close to flawless wherever she played defensively. We saw her a lot at short, saw her some at second. And the thing that she did better than anyone else in the league last year is control the strike zone. She struck out 3 times in 53 at-bats. She's up against it right here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and she's able to stay alive. And we'll do it again.
Yeah, Hannah Flippen to me just brings so much value because she can play so many different positions. You know she's going to step into the batter's box and make those pitchers work.
Little off-speed pitch, stays on it, and there's their first out of the ball game. Sydney Romero throws out Flippen, but productive at bat for Flippen. She allows Hayward to move over 60 feet and check in at third base. One of the things that's special about Athletes Unlimited scoring system is you want to win individual innings. If your team outscores the other team in any individual inning, everyone on the team gets 10 points. So you're rewarded for doing the small things like we just saw Flippin do, advancing the runner from second to third. Now with one out, there's a lot of different ways that Hayward can score. Ali Aguilar, 0-2 to Aguilar.
Well, and ultimately, those women that were at the top of the leaderboard last season were constantly on those winning teams. In order to climb up the leaderboard, you know that if you're able to get those 50 win points every single game, that's a lot better than just getting a single for 10 points and losing.
Aguilar is hit with a pitch. That one slipped. On a steamy afternoon, O'Toole just lost the handle and hits Aguilar, which is not what she wanted to do with an 0-2 pitch.
And I think that's something to talk about too, Eric. Like, it is cooking here. It is 91 degrees, but the feel is like 100. It is that Tokyo type vibe. O'Toole obviously played over in Tokyo at the Olympic Games, but it is just humid. You feel it, especially coming off the turf.
RBI opportunity for DJ Sanders. Again, O'Toole starts with a strike. Sanders played in the league last year. 4 homers, batting average of .333. Wonderful stop. There goes Aguilar, and she'll make it to second without a throw. So that's an easy 10 points for Aguilar. So Aguilar, just like Hayward, now has 18 points here in this first inning. She reached on a hit by pitch, and then she steals second base.
Well, and it's a no-doubter, right? Anytime that ball is going to hit the ground, you know that.
High drive, deep left field, heading back is Lorenz. This one's gone! A 3-run homer! DJ Sanders! And we're off with a bang here in the first inning. Still just 1 out in the ball game and already a 3-0 lead for Team Hayward.
Sanders in the 4 spot for a reason. She's just able to turn on this pitch that missed a little bit too much plate, but this was up high for a second. I thought maybe Lorenz might be able to get to it, but looking at that, it's no doubter.
So a 3-0 lead for Team Hayward, still just 1 out. Defense can go back to their normal depth as Nadia Taylor grabs a bat. The veteran Taylor, now 31 years of age. Professional hitter. Everywhere she's been, she has raked. A little bit of clarification, and this is important because the point system is what this league is all about. Ali Aguilar does not get credit for a stolen base. When she went from first to second, it was officially scored as a wild pitch. So since it's not a stolen base, she does not get the 10 points for picking up a steal. Two balls and 2 strikes to Taylor. Outside 3-2. Danielle, there's a couple of big raindrops coming down here at the ballpark, and I don't think anyone is complaining. It is so hot, maybe this will cool us off a bit.
I was thinking between innings I might just quick do a run out and cool off a little with this rain.
I think maybe the only person complaining is the pitcher, Danielle O'Toole.
DJ Sanders still smiling like crazy. I mean, that's got to be cool, right? Your first at-bat of the season 2 of Athletes Unlimited, and you just happen to crank a 3-run bomb.
That'd go a long way to possibly getting her MVP votes at the end of the game. MVP 1 gets 60 points, MVP 2 gets 40 points, MVP 3 gets 20. And if you ask me, one of the real MVPs of the league last year was the people who came up with the algorithm. I thought the scoring system worked perfectly, close to flawless last year. After 5 weeks and 30 games, the best player was identified, and it was Kat Osterman. It was all courtesy of the algorithm. Taylor stays alive. Off-speed pitch tied her up. So O'Toole gets a strikeout. There are now 2 outs. Rain's still coming down. Danielle, as a pitcher, how big of a deal is it to pitch in the rain?
It's not fun. I will tell you that, especially those pitchers when you don't have the dirt to kind of grab. You have turf out there in the circle, so you really have to make sure your hands stay dry. You see O'Toole constantly kind of keeping her hand in her mitt a little bit just to stop the rain from getting her hand wet.
Gwen Svekis is the batter. Veteran catcher, .262 batting average a year ago. Finished 5th on the leaderboard, just 1 spot out of one of the 4 champions. She was closely connected with Kat Osterman. She was Kat Osterman's personal catcher last year. Swats this one down the right field line. That's fair. Svekis thinking about 2, and she'll make it. How about that? A hustle double for Gwen Svekis. Feeling frisky here, first game of the year. So 20 points for Svekis. A 2-out double keeps the inning alive. Danielle, not only was that a good play for Svekis to get those 20 points, it probably was a good point because you get yourself in scoring position with 2 outs. Why not?
Well, and off the bat, it just has a little bit of extra hang time, and you have to be thinking double right out of the gate. And Svekis was 20 points for her and in scoring position for her team.
No swing for Morgan Howe. Howe's second year with Athletes Unlimited. Very impressive was her performance last year. Finished 25th out of 60 players on the leaderboard. .333 batter with 3 homers. That's already 31 pitches thrown here in the first inning for O'Toole.
And it started off for me with Hayward and the at-bat she had, battling to a 3-2 count, setting the tone for the rest of those hitters. And I think O'Toole has been able to get 0-2 on a lot of these hitters.
Humpback liner caught by Jessie Warren, and the side is retired, but damage done. A 3-run homer by DJ Sanders. Sanders puts 3 runs on the board with 1 swing of the bat. It's a 3-0 lead for Team Hayward. Team Warren heading to the bat rack. Back everyone, we're in Rosemont, Illinois, Parkway Bank Sports Complex. Game 1 of 30 in our second season of Athletes Unlimited Softball. Already a 3-0 lead for Team Hayward over Team Warren. Team Warren heading to the bat rack. Let's take a look at Alicia Ocasio, who will be in the circle, facing the top 3 in the order for Team Warren. Ocasio last year was very good, particularly early on in the season. Maybe faded a bit late, but still very impressive with those 8 wins.
Well, and just her ability to change speeds, and that's what makes her so effective. Like, these are very seasoned hitters. You can't get away with just constantly throwing hard, and she has such a repertoire of pitches where she has that changeup. She also throws that off-speed drop as well as that off-speed rise ball.
First batter for Team Warren is a newbie here with Athletes Unlimited, but a very accomplished player. Amanda Lorenz, one of the all-time greats down in Florida with the Gators. She was the #1 overall pick for Team Warren. Jessie Warren really wanted to play with her. Man, she can really hit. Lorenz, her junior year in college, played 67 games, and every single game she reached base safely, either with a hit or with a walk. Close to impossible to do.
I've played against her. She's one of the best hitters in the world, in my opinion. She just is so calm, cool, and collected up there. Has a lot of pop. I ain't going in, I'll just say that.
Well, she's been an on-base machine her entire life, and that continues here with Athletes Unlimited. She works her way on for a leadoff walk. So that is 8 points for Lorenz. Let's take a look at the rest of the lineup for Team Warren. You got Sydney Romero, Jessie Warren, the captain, and then Amanda Chittister and Issa Urtez. Great story. They are engaged, and they're going to hit 4 and 5 in the lineup. Jessie Harper, Sachel Palacios, Amanda Sanchez, and Jasmine Jackson picking up the rear. Just like Lorenz, this is Sydney Romero playing her first game here with Athletes Unlimited. Romero with unbridled success as a college player, 2-time national champion playing for Patty Gasso's Oklahoma Sooners. Tomahawks that one down the left field line. It is foul and it is uncatchable. If Sis Bates can't get to it, it's uncatchable.
And you look at that left side, you look at Hannah Flippin at third base and Sis Bates, and then you look over at Ali Aguilar. Like, that is an infield. They can all play every single position. Super versatile. Sis Bates, one of the best shortstops in the game. Really cool to finally see her playing professionally.
Yeah, how good is that defense if you got Hannah Flippin playing third? Another pop-up. This one will make it into the stands.
And let's not forget, right, Team Hayward in the first inning puts up that 3 spot, so there's inning points on the line. If Team Warren is not able to score those 3 runs, the 10 points will be given to the Team Blue. Team Hayward, every single player on that team, even the players on the bench, get 10 points.
Softly hit, Flippin. Is this 2? To second for 1, on to first, not in time. Ball skips away from Nadia Taylor. So an out at second. And Romero replaces Lorenz on at first. Let's take a look at that defense, which is going to be really good this entire weekend for Team Hayward. You got that pitcher combination of Ocasio and Sveka. So Ocasio can really play defensively. Flippin and Bates, best left side of the infield in the world, if you ask me. Aguilar and Taylor right side, with a couple of Morgans left and right. And Victoria Hayward, the captain, patrolling the middle garden. Jessie Warren, first swing of the season. High drive to right, stays in the ballpark. Zirkle with the catch, out number 2. Well, you're doing something when you retire Jessie Warren. She hit over 500 last year.
Well, and Jessie knows pitchers are coming first pitch with something sweet. I thought for a second maybe a little oppo taco to the right side.
So 2 down, Romero still on at first, and here comes Amanda Chittister. Chittister, one of the most accomplished players in this year's field, 32 years of age. She has been all over since graduating from Michigan over a decade ago. Was a big part of what Team USA did offensively over in Tokyo, and she probably had the at-bat of the Olympics in the gold medal game, Team USA against Japan. With a runner at scoring position, hit an absolutely wicked line drive that should have found a hole, but instead it actually hit the left forearm of the third baseman. Ball popped up into the air, was caught by the shortstop for Japan, and they turned to double play, and that was really all she wrote for Team USA.
Yeah, that was incredible. I remember fortunate enough to be able to be in the stands for that gold medal game over there in Tokyo and seeing that play. It was almost like the stars were just aligning for Japan with something like that to happen, because that would have been the spark for USA if she was able to get that big hit. But Japan came up defensively, and Ueno's tough. She's the best pitcher in the world beside Monica Abbott.
Wicked. Oh, it happened to her again. Amanda Chittister just playing pepper with third baseman all across the world. This time robbed by Hannah Flippen. Oh my, you got to feel for Amanda Chittister. Can't hit it any harder, but you got to find a different spot.
And I mean, this is just Flippen doing Flippen things. Look at her just getting this before it touches the turf. Team Hayward getting the inning points wins with this clutch defensive play by Hannah Flippen. Atta baby.
Good luck! Good luck. Good luck. Man, maybe one day we'll be on the same team. I hope so. Me too. Is your mom here? Yeah. I was looking for her. I was literally scanning everywhere. Hey, say that again. I need you to say that again.
Pretty cool stuff. We have unlimited access here with Athletes Unlimited, and we get a chance to listen in to conversations and actually talk live with players on the field. That's just some of the things that we do here. Second inning of play, already a good start for Team Hayward. They won that first inning, so everyone on Team Hayward receiving 10 points. Morgan Zirkle strikes out on 3 pitches. So Zirkle out number 1 here in the second inning. Second strikeout for Danielle O'Toole. Okay, opportunity now for Sis Bates, making her AU debut. She swings at the first pitch, and easy one hopper to the first baseman Chittister, and on 4 pitches we've got 2 outs.
And I bet Danielle O'Toole is loving that. After throwing 30-plus innings in that first inning, it's important to come out and have less pitches thrown to just continue to keep that momentum going for yourself and not get too tired, right? It is 90-plus degrees here.
Wow, this could be a quick inning. Hayward. Oh, she tried the wrong person. You just can't try that on Jessie Warren. Maybe the best defensive third baseman in the world makes a routine play for her. And that is a quick 5-pitch inning. Jessie Warren is magnificent. Soft bunt third base line. She's been doing this for years. Out number 3, a quickie for Team Warren. Welcome back, everyone. Well, while we were gone, look what happened. Rain picked up its intensity, and the umpires have decided that it is no longer safe to play, and we have a momentary, we're hoping, rain delay here in Rosemont, Illinois.
And I bet the fans are liking this little cool-off.
It is
It's
hot,
toasty.
it is sticky, and yeah, I'll be honest with you, folks, this rain is not unwelcome. But obviously we would like to play, and I can't imagine this delay taking too long. This is the only professional softball field in North America. It is uniquely designed and built to withstand just this type of circumstance. It's going to drain really quickly. I can't imagine this delay is going to be very long, because the moment this rain slows, they're going to be able to play again.
Totally, yeah. You usually see a lot of those college spots where they're running out with the big tarp and they're tarping the field. You do not have to deal with that. That is the beauty of this field. It can take rain. I can't imagine this taking long, like you said. Just a little cooling off shower. Everyone's getting a little hot, so they thought they'd rain on us.
Well, while we have a moment, let's take a look at what we saw last year here with Athletes Unlimited. Let's take a look at the 2020 Athletes Unlimited leaderboard. We told you that Kat Osterman, the oldest player in last year's field, took home the top prize. She finished #1 overall, a whopping 2,400 points for Kat Osterman. Just a massive total in 5 weeks of action.
Yeah, she was lights out last year, and after, reading up on a lot of things, she wasn't preparing for that to happen. She came into the league last year to start preparing for the Tokyo Olympics and started to see herself having a lot of success, was in the, control of her own destiny by getting to pick the teams every single week and who she wanted on her team, who was going to catch her, and she just found herself continuing to climb up, led in those MVP points, was constantly winning those games. She kind of blew it out of the water.
In total, the top 16 scorers in terms of points a year ago have all returned to this year's field. And I think that continuity speaks to the level of play, to the way that players were treated, and to just the enjoyment factor of all these women here with Athletes Unlimited.
If I still had it in me, Eric, I would give it a go. This is so much fun. It was amazing to be able to call it last year in the middle of a pandemic. I think it gave people hope for this sport that we were able to broadcast it. And you look at those are some of my teammates and friends. You see Victoria Hayward, Sarah Gronewagen, Kelsey Harshman, used to be Jenkins, and then I guess me, Sienna.
You guess you. That was one of the highlights of my summer, getting a chance to watch my partner and just the joy on your face and watching you compete. I've been watching you compete for a decade and a half, and I just absolutely love when you get into competition mode and you get after it, and you did, and to get rewarded, I tip my cap to you for all the effort, the sacrifice, and everything that you had to put on the line to get it done. Your second Olympics, because you, of course, played in 2008 as well.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think that it had been out for 2 cycles, right? We got to experience the Olympics in 2008, but then they took it out for 2012 and 2016. You think about how many Olympic Games a lot of these women would have if it had not gotten taken out, but it was just a special moment, not only to win that medal, but to see such a full circle of knowing that women got the opportunity to call themselves Olympians. They put in that work, that grind, and they finally got to be there, and it has been a long time coming, and unfortunately it's out for 2024, but you better believe it'll be back in 2028 in LA, and hey, maybe I'll get to call the games instead of have to put in the work to play in the games.
Hey, it's only 7 years away. I think you could still do it, right?
My husband doesn't think so.
Well, one of your teammates on Team Canada, Victoria Hayward, of course, is going strong still in this year's Athletes Unlimited. She took home a bronze medal as well with the Canadian national team. We got a chance to catch up with her and ask her how she is holding her bronze medal these days.
My Olympic bronze medal is in a compression sock, folded up into my backpack, yes. For a while, I went everywhere with it because I didn't know where to put it. It also has no case, so it is just in a sock. So we're working on better places and things to keep it safe. It's gone everywhere with me, to be honest. Where are you supposed to put it? They don't tell you where you're supposed to put it. I don't know.
I think that's fantastic. What, your bronze medal, where's yours, Danielle?
It's rolled up in this like Lululemon towel at the hotel. It's no glamorous place. Don't you worry, I will be wearing that bad boy on air for you, Eric. I know
awesome.
You're dying to see it, but they were supposed to give us cases and they didn't, and you kind of have those moments of like, what do I do with it? I don't know. Do you carry it around with you? Do you leave it in a safe space at home?
You had to just be beaming, of course, when you took home that bronze. But you said something that I just found amazing. You won a national championship when you were in college. You played for the Washington Huskies. You won a national championship the same year that you were the National College Player of the Year. And you said that winning a bronze medal with Team Canada was the equivalent, if not more, important in your life than winning a national championship as a college player.
Yeah. Honestly, it's the experiences that lead you to that moment, right? Like those were some of the hardest years for us as athletes to have to deal with obviously throwing a pandemic in and an additional year of training. But to be an Olympian, like you have to be obsessed with that process and training and grinding. And I had a lot going on with the family and everything like that. So when it finally just happened and we got that medal, not only is making history for your country one of the coolest things you could possibly do, but looking around at the other 14 women that we were able to do it with was special, unique, and I think we're ready to go.
Victoria Hayward, how about this? This is one of the beautiful things about Athletes Unlimited. She's wearing a microphone and we can talk to her. Hey, Victoria, first off, congratulations about the bronze medal. We've been talking about how Team Canada got it done. We actually heard your soundbite about keeping it in a sock. Is that still the case?
Yes. So excited to be back. I'm talking to them, Mo. Mo thinks I'm talking to her. Other than that rain delay, everything's been great. Having a blast, welcoming in the newbies, and now I'm wondering if I should have used my challenge on my bunt.
Yeah, from up here, when we went to commercial break, I looked at Eric and I was like, I wonder why they didn't do the captain's challenge, because I thought it definitely was very close at first base.
Yeah, I was thinking that, and then, I don't know, 2 outs, runner at 1, I'll let my offense. If there are any other close calls on defense, I feel good about where we're at right now. DJ, we knew she was going to get hot, so that was awesome to see her go yard in the first.
Hey, Vic, just curious. It was not a long rain, but it was pretty hard. What's the ground like right now in center field?
Oh, it's a little bit wet, which the outfield grass is going to play really quickly, so we'll definitely take that into account. It already plays fast. The infield has wood chips in it, so it'll dry out pretty quickly. It'll be playing pretty true.
What about the temperature? Has it dropped at all?
Oh my God, it feels amazing. Oh my God, it feels amazing.
It's not like the Tokyo that we had experienced. It's cooled down a little.
It was feeling like Tokyo in first inning.
Victoria, thanks for talking to us. We're going to check back with you later, okay?
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Bye.
All right, we're getting ready to play again. So after a delay that was probably no more than 10 minutes or so, it was, I'm told, 9 minutes. All right, we're going to play again. Anissa Urtez will bat, followed by Urtez. It'll be Jessie Harper, and then Sachelle Palacios. So 5, 6, and 7 in the batting order for Team Warren. It is a 3-0 lead for Team Hayward, a 3-run homer by DJ Sanders in the first inning. And the very first pitch thrown here in the second inning by Alicia Ocasio hits Urtez, and she'll take her base. So that's 8 points the hard way for Urtez.
Well, and the points actually changed from last year. It used to be 10 points for that hit by pitch, and now they have changed that to 8 points.
So that is the second time we have had a hit batter in today's game. In the first inning, Ali Aguilar was hit with a pitch, and the very next batter, DJ Sanders, hit a home run. Here's Jessie Harper breaking the ice with her first Athletes Unlimited at bat. Decorated career in the Pac-12. One of the most prolific home run hitters in the history of college softball. And this is a solid line drive single for Harper. So the first 2 aboard here in the second inning for Team Warren. Can't hit it any harder.
This is just a great piece of hitting. Takes this outside pitch, squares it up. right down the middle, moves that runner 60 feet and puts them in a position here to potentially win this inning. Team Hayward in the top of the second was not able to score, so there is 10 points on the line.
Palacios, the catcher, lays down a bunt. The sacrifice, Flippin makes the play. So runners move to second and third. That is a good softball play, and Palacios will be rewarded for it. You get 10 points for a successful sacrifice. So Palacios gets 10 points for moving both runners up a base.
And I love it. Look at this slow-mo view. She's able to just get barrel on top, knowing Ocasio is going to go up in the zone. That's what you want to do. You want to have that mindset. You have runners on first and second. You want to put them in a position where you can score 2 runs and get your team back in this ball game, being down 3 runs.
I think there's a chance that this was a college game. Maybe Palacios wouldn't be asked to bunt. Maybe you're thinking about a big inning and getting a double in the gap or hitting a homer. But when you're trying to win individual innings, that's a really smart play here with Athletes Unlimited.
When all these women know the importance of winning games and winning innings, that's ultimately what's really going to boost you and continue to move you up that leaderboard. So sometimes you have to sacrifice yourself to put your teammates in a better position.
Sanchez softly to the second baseman. They come home, and safe at home is Urtez. Aguilar had a chance, but her throw was low, and Svekis had to dig it out of the dirt. Urtez slides in and gets the inning win for Team Warren.
When Aguilar, you see she's pretty much in, but I like that call by Team Warren. Close call at home. And a lot of times at third base, you'll have that ground ball go mentality. Anytime you see the ball go down, you're just going to go. You're going to challenge the defense. It just rained. So you're going to see, hey, is Aguilar going to pick up a slippery ball and have to work? You want to make them throw a great throw laser to the catcher, and that was very close.
And all the players defensively were looking at the center field scoreboard just to see whether or not they should challenge it. I guess the question is, did Urtez ever touch home plate? It looked like Svekis did a good job of barricading home plate. Clearly Urtez beat the throw, but I'm not sure that Urtez touched home plate before she was tagged. This has been officially challenged. Every team gets 2 challenges per game, and Team Hayward has chosen this opportunity to challenge this play.
Well, we were just chatting with her about challenging that one at first, and she said the next one that comes up, we're going to do it. And I like that Team Hayward decided to do this. And from this look to me, I see an out. So we'll see how this goes down. I'm just such a big fan of the video replay, right? It's like you think about how much goes into this, and the call was reversed. They called her out at home plate.
Wow. Wow. So a wonderful challenge by Victoria Hayward, the captain, and it keeps the possibility of at least tying the inning alive. And it keeps Team Warren still with a 0 next to their name. So it is a 4-2 put out at home. Sanchez is on at first. Harper moves over to third, but there are now 2 outs. Here's Jasmine Jackson. Jackson swings at the first pitch, flips it foul. (3-0) lead for Team Hayward, trying to keep it that way. Good strike thrown by Ocasio. 0-2. Upstairs, tried to get her to chase. Inning began when Urtez was hit with a pitch. Jesse Harper, line drive single to center. Then a sacrifice and a fielder's choice. And now a little bit outside, we have a 2-ball and 2-strike count to Jasmine Jackson.
So much pop in that 9 spot. Remember, hit the league's first grand slam last year, so she can.
Ooh, went too far. Great job by Ocasio to get out of a pickle. She was helped by her captain, Victoria Hayward, with a winning captain's challenge, and now we'll have rollover innings. The next inning will be worth 20 points for whoever wins it. Unlimited Softball is brought to you by Guaranteed Rate. We've made it to the third inning. It is a 3-0 lead for Team Hayward. Because neither side scored a run, we have rollover innings, which means that whoever wins this inning, whichever team, Team Hayward or Team Warren, every single member of that team will get 20 points. It'll be Hannah Flippin, Ali Aguilar, and DJ Sanders batting against Danielle O'Toole. With Danielle Laurie, I'm Eric Collins. Glad to have you with us. This is the first of 30 games, doubleheaders on 15 separate days. We always play Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. 2 games each day. The draft is always Tuesday, and then we do it again the following weekend. 5 straight weekends of Athletes Unlimited Softball. This is now year 2. Softly hit right side. Stays in the air long enough for Jesse Harper to make the play. So a quick out, number 1. And all of a sudden, Danielle O'Toole, after a very difficult first inning where the pitch count went way up, she's getting outs in a hurry now. She's gotten 4 outs on the last 7 pitches thrown. Aguilar, confident swing, 0-1.
Yeah, she's definitely settled in, and she's just continuing to hammer that strike zone, but challenging great spots like that last pitch to Aguilar, hard on the hands with that backdoor curve.
Aguilar, part of that silver medal winning team for Team USA, one of 9 Olympians for Team USA in this year's Athletes Unlimited field. Played collegiately for Heather Tarr at Washington. Softly hit, left side. Catch is made by Amanda Lorenz. 2 down.
When Danielle O'Toole, coming from the left side, throws anywhere from 63 to 67 miles an hour with that off speed, and you see her here get Aguilar with something slow, and she's just been continuing to use that off speed a little bit. And I think the importance that second time through the lineup, you have to be able to change speeds a little bit more, and she's really settling nicely. We'll see how she attacks Sanders after that 3-run home run.
Didn't mean to. 0-2 to Sanders. Sanders with 4 homers last season with AU. A 3-run homer back in the first inning to get this one started. Homers are worth 40 points. And of course, you get 10 points for Team Hayward outscoring Team Warren in the first inning. So in that first inning alone, 50 points to begin her season. And just throwing out some numbers as well. Even if Team Hayward doesn't win another inning, but if they win the game and she gets MVP votes, say she gets MVP 1, that's 60 points. If you win the game as a team, that's another 50 points. She could be looking at a 160-point day. It's a lot of points for one game.
It's a lot of points. That's all it takes sometimes, just having an excellent game and being on that winning team, and you can see yourself moving up pretty quick. And I want to know your thoughts. There was 100 home runs hit last year. Do you think they're going to break it this year?
Well, that's a great question. I do not. On the ground right side, I think the pitching is going to be a little bit improved this year. Still have great hitters, but I really like the arms in this year's field. Good inning for O'Toole. She only needs 10 pitches to get through it. We meet the bottom of the third. 3-0 Team Hayward. Welcome back, everyone. Middle of the third inning. Team Hayward leads Team Warren 3-0. All three of those runs scoring in the first inning on a home run by DJ Sanders. 20 rollover inning points on the line here. Should Team Warren score just one run, everyone on their roster, all 15 players, will get 20 points. They probably have, leading up the inning, the person that they'd like. Amanda Lorenz has been an on-base machine for years. Her first time up, she walked. Lorenz, Romero, and Warren batting here in the third inning against Alicia Ocasio. Somewhere Tim Walton is smiling. A couple of Florida Gators getting after it. Ocasio and Lorenz both played down in Gainesville. But Ocasio has something that Lorenz wants, the national championship. Lorenz played on really good teams, went to the Women's College World Series 3 times, but never won it. Ocasio did. She won a Women's College World Series as a freshman, 2015. Wow, got her to chase. Ocasio, that ball just disappeared. Out number 1.
The second baseman, number 99, Sydney Romero.
It's a big strikeout. Lorenz does not strike out much. Ocasio knows her. Obviously, they played together at Florida, but she knows where to go against a hitter like Lorenz, and she just executes that plan.
Here's Sydney Romero. Bounced to third her first time up. 24 years of age. Swats this one down the right field line, foul territory. Zirkle can't make the play. Sydney comes from that dynasty softball family. Her sister Sierra Romero, one of the all-time greats. Easy play. Morgan Howe, 2 down.
I feel like we've seen some pretty quick innings here. These hitters are swinging really early in the count, not seeing a ton of pitches. These pitchers aren't having to throw a lot. I'd like to see the hitters be a little bit more patient.
Here comes last year's batting champ, Jesse Warren. Jesse hit .510 last year. 26 hits and 51 at bats. Swung at the first pitch and flied out to right back in the first inning. To left. It's going to be another quick inning for Ocasio. A strikeout and 2 fly balls to left. We've made it through 3. 3-0, Team Hayward. Fourth inning, 30 inning points on the line here. It is a 3-0 lead for Team Hayward over Team Warren. Hey fans, it's time to earn points for watching today's broadcast. Take out your phone and enter the code on the screen into your Athletes Unlimited app to earn points. Don't have the Athletes Unlimited app? Head over to Apple App Store or Google Play Store and start earning points to unlock exclusive rewards and stay in the know about all things Athletes Unlimited. Now, unlike last year, we got fans in the building, Danielle Lord.
I love it. Before the game started, I went down to the bathroom, and there was this little lady in there that if she told her mom how excited she was to be here one time, she said it 20 times. It was such a special moment. And I know as someone that's playing down there on the field, like how cool it is to be able to have those fans and that interaction and to be able to sign autographs. Like, people only want your autograph for a certain amount of time in your life, and you might as well soak up every time somebody asks for it.
Nadia Taylor pops out to the shortstop, Urtez. That's a quick out, number 1. Well, after a shaky first inning, Daniel O'Toole has really settled down. O'Toole has now retired 8 in a row. And she's done it on a small amount of pitches, 32 pitches back in that first inning. But since a 5-pitch inning, an 11-pitch inning, this one drilled to left. Svekis, did she? Yes, she did! A homer! Gwen Svekis, her second extra base hit of the ball game. And it is a 4-0 lead for Team Hayward. What a great start to her season, huh?
This is the first game that she's played that has not been on Team Osterman. Have yourself a day, Gwen Svekis. She just takes this backdoor pitch, I think, that drifts just a little bit too much over the heart of the plate, and pretty swing. You see this just right there, left center. This is what makes it so fun, right? Like the celebrations with your team. Yes, at the end of the day, like those individual points mean something, but team camaraderie, being able to hang out together, all those fun moments are what make this atmosphere in Athletes Unlimited so special. and it is constantly forever changing every single week, but it's the first time we have seen Gwen Svekis in another uniform that is not Team Osterman, and have yourself a day.
Nice bit of gamesmanship by Victoria Hayward when the draft was moving along, and Kat Osterman had opportunities to take Gwen Svekis, and she didn't. Victoria Hayward plucked her, much to the chagrin of Kat, and all of a sudden Kat had to find herself a different catcher than someone she had thrown to in years past.
And she's fired up. Sis Bates got a little scared there. She's like, man, she's really fired up.
2 down, here's Morgan Zirkle. Hits this one well, right center field. It's got a chance, it's gone! How do you do? Morgan Zirkle jumps the yard. That ball was crushed. I didn't know she had it in her. Third homer of the game for Team Hayward, second of the inning.
Zirkle just turns on this pitch. It's supposed to be a backdoor a little bit. Should have been a little bit tighter on the hands, but a lot of pop off that bat. Wow, what a pretty swing. And another fun celebration with the squad.
Zirkle had 47 at-bats last year, and she was a wonderful player. She had 426, but she didn't have a homer. So this is power that we did not see at all last year, because that one was a no doubt about it homer. And it is a 5-0 lead. All 5 runs for Team Hayward have scored on the long ball.
Like, we have those inning rollover points, so this inning is worth 30 points. They've put 2 runs up on the board, so Team Hayward will have to match that 2 runs or get ahead to win the inning. So you think 30 points, that's a lot. That's as if you're giving everyone a triple on your team, whether you're in the game or not. Those inning rollover points are key to get.
And here's a pinch hitter. Sis Bates is pulled out of the lineup, you'd assume temporarily. We do have re-entry here. And she's replaced by Jordan Roberts. Roberts didn't play a ton last year, but when she did, super effective. She had 13 official at-bats, had 3 homers, and drove in 11 runs. She was a spot player as the second catcher on most of the rosters that she was on, but she finished 12th in the points, 12th out of 60 players, because she was on winning teams, and when she did get an opportunity, she put up numbers. Doesn't there, she strikes out. But damage done for Team Hayward. Couple of home runs against Daniel O'Toole.
And Gwen Svekis, I mean, here we go. Team Hayward, you see that big yaya to left center. And then you have Morgan Zirkle, who absolutely turns on this, gives Team Hayward the best chance to win these rollover inning points. We'll see how Team Warren steps up to the plate.
Back, everyone. It is a 5-0 lead for Team Hayward over Team Warren as we play the bottom of the 4th inning. Team Warren needs to score at least 2 runs to tie this, what Team Hayward scored earlier this inning, and keep from losing 30 inning points. If they get 3 runs, everyone on their club will win 30 inning points. So they have some work to do against Alicia Ocasio. Amanda Chittister leads things off here. Chittister's last 2 official at-bats, dating back to the gold medal game against Japan in the Olympics over in Tokyo. Oh my goodness! Taking out some frustration. Amanda Chittister, a humongous homer! After lining out with a howitzer to third, her first time up, this time she says she's going over everyone's head. Good golly. Tape measure blast for Chittister.
That's up there with the Jordan Roberts home run from last season for me. I mean, are you kidding me? Up, sweet spot, right where she wants it, turns on it, and she knows that's a monster dinger.
Urtez lays down a bunt and beats it out. That's the beauty of fast pitch. You see the long ball and then you see the small ball. Got to be able to play it all. Good start to the inning for Team Warren. A homer and now a bunt single.
Well, and also understanding you still have those 30 rollover points that are on the line, so Team Warren has to score another run to at least tie this for the rollover points, and if they're able to score more than 2, then they're going to all get 30 points apiece.
Here's Jessie Harper. Harper, a solid line drive single to center, her first time up. Former All-American at University of Arizona. Finished her college career with 92 homers. 92.
Go, Jessie.
Team Hayward scored a couple of runs, top of this 4th inning. Solo homers by Speckes and Zirkle. Harper didn't get cheated.
I'm starting to think they're going to break this 100 home run record just looking at game 1 today that you and I are calling.
In this game, we've had 7 hits. That bunt single a moment ago by Urtez. The single by Harper, her first time up. Everything else has been an extra base hit. 4 homers and a double. Homers by Sanders, Speckes, Zirkle, and Chittister. Speckes also has a double.
Because I know you want to know, that Chitty bomb was 265 feet and 7 inches.
Oh my goodness, you got that quick.
She hammered that.
You're Canadian. I thought you were going to give it to me in meters.
Thought about it, but didn't have enough time to ask Siri what that translates over to.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Got her to chase. That's the strikeout that Ocasio needed. 3rd strikeout for Ocasio. It's the first out of the 4th inning. Get a strikeout there was important because it's an unproductive out. Keeps Urtez on at first base.
And this drop ball down in the zone, you see that rotation and that spin, takes a little something off it as well. That's a really pretty pitch.
Palacios, aggressive, 0-1. There's a significant Team Mexico influence in the lineup today for Team Warren. You got Palacios, who played for the Mexican national team over in Tokyo. Urtez, who's on at first base, played as well. Amanda Sanchez, who's in the on-deck circle. And then the top of the order, Sydney Romero. So 4 of the 9 playing for the Mexican national team over in Tokyo.
And a little O'Toole.
Oh my goodness, yes!
I I think that Jessie Warren planned that. Likes the scrappiness of Team Mexico, played with them all last year. I wonder if that's going to be the trend, right? You start to see how things go after that first draft, and then after this weekend, how it's going to be. Like, some people kind of gravitate towards certain players.
Yeah, the one thing that's going to make this year a little bit different is last year you had your 4 captains, and whoever had the most points, the captain with the most points, got the first pick in the draft. Softly hit to the shortstop, Bates, 2 down. And years past, the #1 captain got the #1 overall pick. This year that's been reversed. Of the 4 captains, the person who has the 4th most points gets the first pick. The 3rd most pick has the second most pick has the 3rd pick, and the champion, the person who has the most points, gets the 4th pick. So not as much of an advantage.
I kind of like that, though. Like, you look at that with like MLB and NFL, like they never give the best team the first pick right out of the gate unless you're paying the big bucks. I kind of think that's important to just keep it diverse and allow for, even if you are that 4th place, know that you're able to kind of get that first pick to help your team, and I like the change.
I do too. I do think it's pretty cool that when you're the #1 pick, you kind of have all the spoils. Down the left field line, that's foul. Amanda Sanchez was looking for an opposite field hit. This is an important bat right here. Because of the home run earlier in this inning by Chittister, Team Warren has a puncher's chance of at least tying Team Hayward for an inning win. They need to score another run. If they score 2 runs, they actually win the inning, and this is the 3rd rollover inning, so 30 points. But if Ocasio can retire Sanchez, everyone on Team Warren, on Team Hayward is going to get 30 points. That's a big number in inning points.
And those are the things that those players do think about, right? It's another element to the game that
they should do it. Softly to first. Taylor smothers it, and it's 30 team points, inning points for Team Hayward. Amanda Chittister did her best. A deep bomb over the left field grandstands, but it's not enough. Team Hayward leads Team Warren 5-1. To listen in as these women get into it and as they compete, but they're competing with a smile, which I think is fantastic. We've reached the 5th inning. It is a 5-1 lead for Team Hayward as we take a look at our live leaderboard. Gwen Spekas already with 100 points next to her name. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, she's had herself a day so far, and you look at the 1 and 2, they've had those big-time home runs, Zirkle with the home run as well, but then you look at Ocasio, who's been pitching pretty good, and if you do have a good game and you're able to get those outs, it's 4 points for every single out you record. She has only given up that 1 run, which is a -10 on her points, but...
All right, we have a new pitcher and catcher for Team Warren. Jessica Burrows comes in to throw, second-year player, Florida State alum. She's throwing to Aubrey Monroe. Just finished her stint with Team USA, taking home a silver medal from Tokyo Olympics. It's going to be a tough play. Hayward runs well, but a good job defensively as Chittister feeds Romero. 1 down.
Well, and I like this change by Team Warren to take out O'Toole and put in Burrows. They are significantly different. One is a southpaw, one is a hard righty. And Burrows, right off the bat, able to get that leadoff out, and you see Chitty comes off the bag. Romero able to get over there and cover. But Jessica Burrows isn't going to blow you away with the speed. And that's a good thing coming off an O'Toole who does throw a little bit harder, but she's going to throw that curveball as well as that rise and a knuckle changeup. One of the only ones that I've ever seen in the game of softball, and a lot of fun to watch, but that change in speeds as a hitter is challenging sometimes.
Hannah Flippen should have known better. Hannah Flippen grounds out to the shortstop, Anissa Urtez. They were college teammates together at Utah. And Flippen knows that Urtez is one of the best with the glove in the world today. And that play was routine for Urtez. So quickly, 2 outs here in our 5th inning, both ground ball outs. Here's Ali Aguilar. Really quick inning. 3 ground ball outs. Burrows needs 5 pitches to get through 1, 2, and 3 in Team Hayward's lineup. We move to the home half of the 5th inning. It's a 5-1 lead for Team Hayward. Welcome back, everyone. We've made it to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is a 5-1 lead for Team Hayward. This is opening weekend of the 2nd year of Athletes Unlimited softball. Last year was unbridled success, what we saw. And this year we're doing it with fans. Taking a look into that Team Warren dugout, that is Kayla Wadle. Haven't seen her play yet, but she's one of the great stories in this year's field. She's local. She's from Wakanda, Illinois, which is north of here, close to the Wisconsin border, but relatively local. Played her college ball at UIC here in downtown Chicago. Our players were asked to talk about self-belief, a time of reflection, and how it affected their career. Let's hear from Kayla Wadle.
My coach from college, Coach Carrillo, asked me in March or April, are you still interested in playing professionally? And I was like, of course, absolutely. I would love to keep playing the game I love. And I was like, yep. And then she sent me the document that I needed to fill out to attend. And then I filled it out and attended in June. From 7 years old to now. Yeah, it's pretty surreal. It's pretty amazing. I had people tell me when I was younger that I couldn't make it. I was a pitcher, and I had coaches tell me I couldn't. So I left that program to become the best person I could be. And here I am.
Wow.
Tearjerker.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch her play. I was told by really smart people that got a chance to see her play during the tryouts and during the workouts that she just blew everyone's doors away. She was the player to watch when everyone got together here in Rosemont.
Well, it's all those little ears that are listening to this game. It's if somebody tells you that you cannot, I mean, that is your chance to go out and prove everybody wrong. No coach should ever tell a player that they cannot do or be whatever it is they want to be. You may not be the most talented person on that team, and that is okay, but that's where the work and the grind comes in. If you want to be a pitcher, work your tail off to be a pitcher.
Jasmine Jackson, two-hopper to the second baseman. And that is out number one. Ali Aguilar throws out Jackson. New pitcher to tell you about. Team Hayward, go to the bullpen. Amber Pfizer is now in the circle. This is the first time we have seen Pfizer here with Athletes Unlimited. She is an Iowan. She is from just outside Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
And I like this change. I think it's important to be able to get these rookies get their toes wet a little bit, right? Like, it's different playing those scrimmages, and then now you got fans in the stands and the leaderboard live, and it's good to get them some innings to just get those jitters out, see where they're at, get their heart rate calmed. Because there's just that added pressure once this all begins. The scrimmages, it's like you see where you're at as a team and where you are individually, but now is when you see what people are made of.
Wow, that pitch had a lot of movement on it. It's 1-1 strike to Amanda Lorenz. Whole bunch of nothing right now for Team Warren. They have not won an inning. All the inning points have gone to Team Hayward. Nice chance for Bates. Wow! Fun to watch her play shortstop. She can throw from every angle, and she makes a difficult play look routine. 2 down.
Next up, the second baseman, number 99, Sydney Romero.
Couple Huskies up the middle, Sis Bates, Ali Aguilar. And you see she's pulled a little to the left, but so quick with that initial step. Pretty, just a good little scoop by Nadia Taylor.
3 times the Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year. 3 times for Sis Bates. Actually, this past spring, she was named Softball America's Defensive Player of the Year in the entire country.
Yeah, defense wins championships. We all know that, the importance, especially that shortstop position. It's almost like a center fielder to me. They kind of run that infield, outfield. You always want that center fielder, and then you have that catcher. Those are kind of your vocal leaders.
Sydney Romero trying to keep the inning alive. 2 balls and a strike. Romero has hit into a fielder's choice and flied out to left field. Pfizer's 3-1. On the ground sharply, Aguilar can't corral the ball. Just couldn't get a grip on it, and it'll be an infield single for Romero. Nice try by Aguilar.
Jesse Warren. Ali Aguilar hustling on defense.
Well, this would have been a heck of a play. You see Ali Aguilar lay out full for this. Just wasn't able to transition it to her hands quick enough, but those Huskies up the middle making some great plays. And I can understand why Hayward drafted both of them. Obviously, we got the Huskies and go Dogs, but you look at the defenders in Sis Bates and Aguilar, they're 2 of the best in the game.
Warren right to Bates, picked the wrong person. Oh, look at Bates, heads up play. Knew that the sliding Romero was going to take her out, so she just puts her glove on second base. Force out ends the inning. Inning points roll over to the 6th we go. It has been that type of day. Rousing first day of Athletes Unlimited Softball Season 2. We begin our 6th inning, and as we do, let's take a look at a live shot of our leaderboard. So far, so good for Gwen Speckis, who has got 2 extra base hits, a double, and a homer. She has got 100 points already, and as you notice, everyone who has received points is on Team Hayward.
Kind of crazy. Gwen Speckis has not been atop the leaderboard. I mean, we have not played the other game today, but like we've talked about, it's the first time she's been in a different color uni.
I think she's probably thrilled to get an opportunity. Well, obviously, you want to play with Kat. Kat's,
You do.
one of the greatest of all time. But a lot of people are like, oh, you're with Kat all the time. You're the Kat all the time. Because each of the 5 weeks, all 30 games, she was with Kat Osterman's team, and they won a whole bunch of games. This year, she's not, and she's proving, hey, I'm a great player in my own right. DJ Sanders pops it up, center field. Ambling out, the shortstop, Urtez, makes the play. So it has taken Jessica Burrows 7 pitches to record 4 outs. And that's got to be a welcome relief for Burrows. Burrows pitched last year with Athletes Unlimited, and the time was really good, but other times she had a hard time. It seemed like the hitting was way ahead of the pitching last year. Nadia Taylor hits it hard, but to the absolute wrong person. Warren with the field, the pirouette, and the strike over to first. 2 down. Man, is she fun to watch.
I mean, she can pick it with the best of them for sure. Just a little drop step, a little turn, plenty of time. She just gets everything around that hot corner possible and makes some of the easy plays look so good and those hard ones look easy.
Is this going to drop? Nope. Play made by Jasmine Jackson. It is a 4-pitch inning for Burrows. She's gone through 2 innings and only needed 9 pitches to do so. We'll be back to Rosemont in a moment. Welcome back, everyone. We've made it to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is a 5-1 lead for Team Hayward over Team Warren. We have inning rollover points on the line. This inning is worth 20 points. Should Team Warren score just 1 run, everyone on their roster will get 20 points. All right, let's take you back a couple innings ago. Danielle, Lori, what do you have?
Well, I have Anissa Ortez coming up after a monster bomb by Amanda Chittister, and then she challenges the defense. I mean, just look at the speed up the line. 2.9 seconds it takes her to run up that line. And that's just picture perfect.
All right, here comes one of my favorite players. Haley Wagner is going to get the ball. Haley Wagner, one of the founding members of Athletes Unlimited. She was a huge part of what this league was about last season. Tons of input in how things were going to be organized and how everything was played. And just a fierce competitor, great teammate, and also a very effective pitcher. She comes on. She'll be the 3rd pitcher of the ball game for Team Hayward. And somewhere, Gail Hutchins smiling. This is a Michigan Wolverine extravaganza. Haley Wagner overlapped with Amanda Chittister for 1 year in Ann Arbor playing for the Michigan Wolverines. Last time up, Chittister hit a home run deep over the left field wall. This time, line drive single that gets away from Morgan Howe. Extra bases for Chittister. It's going to be interesting to see how this one's ruled. That's either a single and an error or a clean double. So it's a difference of 10 points or 20 points for Chittister. We'll await the ruling.
Wow, she just turns on this and it just skips, and that's the thing with the turf. You really have to be able to make kind of that good read, because that first initial hop on that is going to be hot. But Chitty, I mean, if I'm a pitcher, I'm just going to continue to stick away. I think anything that these pitchers are bringing into Chitty's wheelhouse on the inside part, she's doing some damage with it.
It's officially ruled a single and an error. So the error is important to remember because, first of all, it's only a single, so 10 points for Chittister, not the 20 for a double. But because of the error, there's a chance, the way this inning unfolds, even if Chittister scores, there's a chance this could be an unearned run, so it wouldn't be anything negative against Wagner. We'll see how it plays out. So a single for Chittister and an error on Morgan Howe. In case you're wondering, for defensive players, if you commit an error, that is no damage to your point total. Here's Ortez. Does her job. She's going to advance Chittister over to 3rd. So runner on at 3rd with 1 out.
Number 55, Jessie Harper.
So Team Warren, they are now 60 feet away from their first inning points of the day. Should Chittister score, everyone, all 15 players on their roster will get 20 inning points.
And I remember the beginning of the season last year with AU, the first inaugural season. Chitty was slow to get going for the first at least 3 weekends. And for me, it's so cool to see her coming out with a bang right away, because she is that impact player. And I think she had that added pressure because she was supposed to be that last year, and it took her a while to figure it out, but has Olympics on her belt, silver medal. I'm sure she does not feel that type of pressure like she did last year.
I wonder how many people out there understood what you just did. Chitty came out with a bang. I love it when you do stuff like that. Chitty, bang, bang. Looper into right field, not made. Zirkle had it, then lost it, and it allowed Chittister to score, and that means that 20 inning points go to Team Warren. That'll be a single for Jessie Harper, her 2nd hit of the ball game.
The catcher, number 51, Aubrey Monroe.
Standing up all the way, and just so important, right? Those are 20 points to everyone on Team Warren. They've yet to win an inning, so that's huge for everyone on their team to get those points.
All right, here's the first at bat of the season for Aubrey Monroe. Monroe replacing Sachelle Palacios a couple innings ago. She came in tandem with Jessica Burrows, new pitcher and catcher. And in that regard, Monroe has been flawless. She has guided Burrows through 2 perfect innings. It's kind of a reputation. Aubrey Monroe, always considered one of the best defensive catchers in the world. Team USA program clearly believes that. She has been part of Team USA for many, many years. Was in Tokyo with a silver medal back in July.
Well, and she's kind of one of those catchers that throws from their knees, and she had learned that from Jen Schroeder catching and got lessons from her. And she was kind of that first catcher that I remember really seeing in the college game that had the ability to stay on the ground and just be lights out, destroying runners going to two. And it was kind of cool because that started to spread. Not that every catcher needs to do that by any means, but I think it's an awesome option to have, to be able to go throw from your knees and just throw your arm strength, show your arm strength, excuse me. But there's a time and a place for it, but she is definitely that kind of first one that showcased it.
Off-speed pitch, a beauty. And Monroe strikes out. So Wagner now has 2 outs, and Jessie Harper still the runner on at first.
So pretty, that circle change. Look at the rotation and the spin, and just Monroe's weight all forward. She's completely fooled. Pretty pitch. And I love it. We're getting Wadle. I know she's got her family here. I mean, these are the moments that I love up in the booth. Seeing her family with the uniform and the name on the back, and she's getting an opportunity to get in at bat. I love it.
Yep, here she comes. Kayla Wadle, her first professional at bat. It's happening here in the 6th inning. Playing in front of family and friends. She is from not too far away, Wauconda, Illinois, which is right on the Illinois-Wisconsin border, hard against Lake Michigan. Played collegiately in downtown Chicago at UIC, played for the Flames. And now her first professional at bat, a confident swing. She's down in the count 0-1.
And she's a smart hitter because she knows the pitcher's coming in there. First pitch was something sweet. We all know pitchers want to try to get ahead. So the importance of taking a big hack at something early in the count.
Man, 2 good swings, 0-2. All right, the way this game is played, though, this is an important at-bat for Haley Wagner. You think she'd be on the hook for giving up an earned run, which is negative points for a pitcher. But because of the error, if she gets Wadle right here, this is going to be an unearned run, and she won't be charged. So a good job by Wagner. She gives up a run, so 20 team points go to Team Warren, but no damage done for Wagner because she strikes out Wadle. We have played 6 complete. It is a 5-2 ball game here at Rosemont. Man in the butt, though. Five to 2. We've made it to the 7th inning. Team Hayward leading at Team Warren. You want to win the ball game. Everyone gets 50 win points if you do. Head to auprosports.com to get your Athletes Unlimited gear, and don't forget to follow on social at AU Pro Sports for exclusive inside content.
Love it. Look at all these fans. These little girls in the stands just having a ball as a team. And we really miss this. I miss this.
And last year, one of the accomplishments for Athletes Unlimited, the very first sport for Athletes Unlimited, and it was done clearly during the throes of the pandemic, and it was done with an enclosed environment. Players weren't allowed to go very far, and it was difficult, and then even a little bit more difficult sprinkled in. But greatness was accomplished in the 5 weeks, and it was really just a tribute to everyone involved who was committed to this venture. Morgan Howe down the right field line. Yes, a homer! Morgan Howe, her first hit of the ball game is a homer, the 4th of the game for Team Hayward, and they tack on an extra run. Team Hayward has 5 hits, and 4 of them are homers.
Well, and that's just a place we can't miss, right? Like if you're missing over the heart of the plate, up in the zone a little bit, that is right where the hitter wants to unleash on something, and Morgan Howe does. Wow.
Well, that's the first blemish against Jessica Burrows. She threw the 5th inning and the 6th inning, needed only 9 pitches to get 6 outs, but gives up the leadoff home run to Howe here in the 7th inning.
And I like this substitution, Katiana Mauga. Is an Arizona Wildcat, has a lot of pop on that bat for sure.
Mauga off the end of the bat. And 1 pitch, 1 out. Athletes Unlimited Softball is sponsored by Guaranteed Rate. Number 9 hitter, Sis Bates. This is just her 2nd plate appearance. She bounced out to 2nd in the 2nd inning, then was lifted for a pinch hitter in the 4th. Oh, 0-2 to Bates.
When you just take a peek here, you see all these infielders all coming in, knowing that Sis Bates has that ability to drop that bunt, but also has a pretty smooth slap game.
Have to throw her out at first. That's a strikeout. The first for Burrows. 2 down here in the 7th inning. So back to the top of the order, and the captain, Victoria Hayward, grabs a bat. Doesn't have a base hit so far in the game. Walked, stole a base, and scored in the 1st. And then has bounced out to 3rd and bounced out to 1st. Popped up, right center field. Play is made by Jackson, and the side is retired. But an extra run added on, courtesy of the home run by Morgan Howe. It is a 6-2 lead for Team Hayward as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Welcome back, everyone. Team Hayward doing it with the long ball. Gwen Svekis, she has been magnificent. She's got a couple of extra base hits. Morgan Howe, not that long ago, a home run, making this a 6-2 lead for Team Hayward as we play the bottom of the 7th inning. They've got a nice stiff arm, a little working margin to work with as we play the final half inning. For every run scored this year during Athletes Unlimited softball season, Aspirations planting 100 trees. Over 36,000 trees were planted in 2020. We want to say thank you to Aspirations' support of rounding the bases. Victoria Hayward always enjoys herself. Must be nice to play for a captain like Victoria Hayward, who is just so into the ball game and dancing around, makes it easy to feel good about yourself and play loose, it seems like.
Well, you have to have fun with it, right? Like if you're putting that added pressure on and as stoic as ever, like it's not fun. I mean, this environment, how can you not smile with the fans in the stands? We're finally starting season 2 of Athletes Unlimited.
All right, so inning points and the game win on the line as we play the bottom of the 7th inning. Jasmine Jackson, and then top of the order, Amanda Lorenz, Sydney Romero, batting against Haley Wagner. Wagner came on in the 6th inning, gave up a run, it was unearned. Allowed a single to Chittister, an error allowed Chittister to go from first to second. Ground ball out, a single by Jesse Harper, but the run that was scored helped Team Warren win the inning, but it wasn't an earned run against Haley Wagner. For every earned run a pitcher allows, it's a -10 against their record. For every out recorded by a pitcher, it is a +4. So Wagner got a +12 last inning. Jackson flips it foul. We still got another one coming your way. Later on tonight on this field, we've got Team Piancastelli taking on Team Osterman. Two of the stars in last year's field, Erica Piancastelli, fresh off her performance for Italy in the Olympics. And of course, the great Kat Osterman, her final go-around as a pro. Look at Hayward! Victoria Hayward lays it out and makes the play. Man, is she fun to watch. Danielle, you ever seen that before?
I have. She was my center fielder there for a little bit with Team Canada, and she's just able to make these great plays and just fully lays out. And the excitement, I think the highlight for me is Sis Bates running up to her, wanting to give her a hug from shortstop, a couple dogs.
Lorenz, first ball swinging, Aguilar throws out Lorenz, 2 down. Yeah, they always say the guts of your defense right up the center. And the second baseman, shortstop, and center fielder this week for Team Hayward, all former Washington Huskies, all at the top of their game defensively. Sydney Romero takes called strike 1. Romero, the last hope for Team Warren. 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Off the thumbs, shallow left, it falls. So the game continues. Second base hit for Romero, that means 20 points for her.
The third baseman, number 30, Jesse Warren.
All right, talk about someone who's due. Trying to keep the game alive, Jesse Warren is next. And folks, how about this? Look at these really cool limited edition softball Topps cards. Sets features 60 cards, 5 additional specialty cards featuring standout moments from the league a year ago. 22 Olympians, 5 countries, many exciting rookies. Odyssey Alexander. Pretty cool. Sets are $19.99, available to purchase now through September 30th at Topps.com. Only opportunity to purchase trading cards. Get yours today. Topps.com, $19.99. Warren, little looper. What a play by Aguilar! Ali Aguilar ends the ball game. And what a performance from top to bottom, offensively, defensively, and pitching-wise for Team Hayward.
Yeah.
They were on point.
Oh, man, I can't agree with you more. I mean, they came to play when they stepped in the batter's box. A ton of home runs today, some big-time defensive plays, and that's what you want to see. You want to see people laying out and giving everything they have. Captain Team Hayward has to be stoked with everyone that she's picked on her team, and I want to see this catch again. I need to see this Aguilar. She's battling the sun a little bit too. Defensively, I'm impressed.
So we'll step aside for just a moment. We will come back with final thoughts. This is a dominant performance by Team Hayward. They did it with the long ball, and they did it with their defense.
Yeah, and you look at Aguilar, has to battle the sun a little bit and still is able to track that ball long enough. And wow, that's perfect drop step back. I mean, that is how you do it, folks.
We'll be back in a moment. Stick around. DJ Sanders, one of 4 homers for Team Hayward. She got that done in the first inning. A 3-run home run, not to be outdone. Gwen Speckes a homer, Morgan Zirkle a home run, and Morgan Howe all going yards. So 4 homers for Team Hayward as they win 6-2 the final score. The captain of Team Hayward, Victoria Hayward, who is on a roll right now. Everything going her way. Hey, Victoria, I know why you're smiling, man. You have put together a fantastic team. Your thoughts on game 1?
Man, so much fun. This team we've had a blast all week. Really, we had bats, and we have really, really, really good defense, and you saw that in the last inning. So we're gelling really well. We're having a blast, and we're ready to keep it rolling.
Vic, I have to ask, the little kind of Bermuda Triangle out there, it was 3 Huskies all connected. Take me through your draft process. Did you draft them because they are the dogs? What was your thought process with that?
I mean, I want hitters that can also defend, so I'm really big on being great on both sides of the ball. And Ali A is one of the best second basemen in the world. Hannah Flippin can really go anywhere. And then when we saw Sis on the board, we're like, man, she is being overlooked right now, and we want her on our team. So I had fun mixing them around and seeing kind of who would play what, because they can all 3 of them do every single thing. So couldn't really go wrong there, but love Sis at short, and Ali made some great plays, and just I think we have the best defense right now. It's awesome.
Vic, I know obviously being part of it with you how emotional that Olympics was. This was really your first competitive game back that matters. Take me through what that feels like.
So many nerves. I was so nervous for the draft, and then just going into this week, because it's just such a fresh slate and you can make it whatever you want. So kind of before the game, you're like, all right, this season we're kind of starting it out, and you're hoping that it goes in the right direction, hoping to carry some of that momentum. But had all the feels, all the nerves before this game, and really excited that we could go up first and just kind of take a deep breath and just kind of play our game for the rest of the game.
You saw so many great defensive plays in front of you. You had a great defensive play yourself. Walk me through the thought process as a great defensive center fielder like you are. What's your thought process when you get an opportunity like this?
Thank you. So it was 7th inning, and we had scored one, which was huge with the Mohau bomb. And so we wanted to not only win the game, but we wanted to win that inning. So getting the leadoff off was huge, and just like stopping their momentum. So I knew I had Mohau behind me. She was yelling, go, go, go. And so I knew I could lay out and just stop their momentum so we could win that inning.
Congratulations, Victoria. Great watching you play. Great and seeing you smile again. And keep on keeping on, okay?
Thanks. Go Blue Bandits.
There's your final line score. 6-2 win on a Saturday afternoon here in Rosemont, Illinois for Team Hayward over Team Warren. We take a look at the live league leaderboard, and with that awesome performance, Gwen Svekis, 160 points for her. A late run by Morgan Howe. That home run got her to 140 to tie DJ Sanders and Morgan Zirkle at 140 points.
And it just shows you when you are on those winning teams and you're winning innings, and there's a bunch of blue up there, those Blue Bandits. And I mean, it doesn't go without saying, Svekis, just what a day she was able to have. As much as I love seeing her catch for Kat Osterman and being on Team Osterman, I kind of love the shake-up a little bit. I like to see her on another team where she was kind of in control, and I just love seeing her step in the box and do some damage. And Morgan Howe stepping up with that big at-bat, turning on that inside pitch. And it just shows when you hit home runs, you move up the leaderboard quick. It's 40 points every single home run, and those top 3 had some big ones, and Zirkle, top 4.
Well, so far so good. We can only hope that we continue with more of the same, and I really have no doubt, because we have another game coming right here on this field, and it's going to be Team Piancastelli. Erica Piancastelli had those 9 homers last year. A very good offensive club she's put together. And you got Kat Osterman, who was the best player and the best pitcher last year. More than likely, she'll call her own number, and she'll be pitching tonight.
Yeah, and it'll be cool to see, right? Like for Kat, there could be a good chance this is the last time that she ever plays a game of softball, and it's kind of emotional to think, right? Like a lot of these little girls have idolized looking up to Kat, and I just feel grateful that I get to potentially watch someone like her, and it's been really cool.
All right, this is game 1 of a 30-game Athletes Unlimited softball season. So far, so good. We have another game coming your way on this field in a little bit over an hour's time, so we want you there for that as well. Our game you can find tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern.